Remote sales versus door-to-door sales. What is the better industry to sell in? So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact pros and cons of selling in either industry. Reason being, I have sold in both industries. I have done millions of dollars as a remote closer for Alex Ramosi, Iman Gadzhi, but I've also done door-to-door sales in an industry that may surprise you. So I just want to be able to shortcut your process to reaching your goals. But on top of that, if you do stick around to the end of the video, I will tell you the exact path I would take to go from $0 to $30,000 in commission per month within 6 months as a sales rep. Hope this helps.
Now, let's talk about the good stuff. You guys, I still remember the day that I got a job offer from Gym Launch. For context, Gym Launch was Alex Ramosi's company. He sold the company. He still owns a percentage. A couple years ago, he sold it. And they gave me a job offer to come onto the team as an entry-level sales rep. I was a cold caller. And I remember feeling scared and nervous, like I was taking some risk at the time. Reason being, I remember seeing things on YouTube of people who took a remote sales job, they never got paid, or they worked for 3 months and never made money. You know, leadership being horrible, them never receiving any training. And at the time, it felt riskful because I had a 6-month-old daughter. I had bills to pay. I already was working 2 jobs, doing overtime. I was gonna have to quit one of those jobs to commit to Gym Launch. Overall, the point I wanna share, it was the best risk that I ever took. Also, you guys, you may be wondering, is this my house? This is not my damn house, okay? My daughter starts school next week. I decided to do like 2 weeks of traveling with her. Last week I was in Palm Springs, if you guys know where that is. This week I'm in Malibu, but it's very nice. And that kind of leads to my first point as far as the pro of being in remote sales. You guys, the ability to travel and travel where you want, when you want. You know, I know so many people in the remote sales space, not myself, and I'll tell you why, but I know so many people in the remote sales space that they live in different countries every single 4 months out of the year. They work from their laptop, they take calls, and they live wherever they want. Mexico City, Romania, UK, all these different countries, and that's something with door-to-door where you don't have the ability to do. Okay, with being in the remote sales space, you could travel wherever the hell you want, and no one really gives you any fuss. As long as you're able to hit KPI and take your calls, you could live wherever the hell you want and just work from your laptop. Now, one thing I do want to address here, because I spoke on it earlier, is one of the cons. Remote sales con, the risk, okay? So yes, there is some risk with getting into remote sales space, and I'll break it down for you. I will be 1,000% real with you guys. 50% of remote sales jobs that you can land are shit. Do not take the role. Okay, there are roles that are not worth your time. You won't make money. The sales management is shit. The company will probably fall apart within the next 6 months to a year. But the thing is, there is no risk with getting into the remote sales space. What people don't understand is how to mitigate or get rid of that risk by properly qualifying a company before they accept a role. In fact, if you guys want me to create a video that breaks down the correct way to vet a company before accepting a remote sales role, I will 1,000% do that for you. But if you know how to, let me know in the comments. But if you know what to do and what questions to ask on an interview for a remote sales position, there is literally zero risk. In fact, I have done door-to-door as well. Here's the gem, you guys. I did door-to-door for a company called, I don't know if I should say it, but essentially what I was selling was fucking kitchen knives. Oh my God, it was horrible, you guys. And I did it for like a month and a half and really made no money, knocking door-to-door in the heat, asking people, hey, are you looking to replace your kitchen knife set? And essentially they lied to me and told me that the on-target earnings were a hell of a lot more than what they were. So there's risk with getting in door-to-door as well. I remember going into the company and it's like week 3 and I'm like, I haven't made any money yet. Asking the other sales reps, and they're like, me either. Didn't they tell you can make 10K a month here? And then things kind of clicked for me. So whether you're doing door to door or whether you're doing remote sales, there is risk with both. How you get rid of the risk with getting a remote sales role is understanding how to properly vet a company and what questions to ask in an interview, that we have all the information you need to feel confident when taking on that remote sales role and understanding, hey, there's no risk here. Okay, the top closer is making $30,000 a month. The bottom closer is making $11,000 a month. I'm not the worst. I'll land somewhere in between that, or vice versa for a setting opportunity. So that is how you mitigate the risk. And if you guys want a more detailed video of me breaking down exactly what to say, exactly what to do to properly vet a remote sales company, just let me know in the comments. But this goes to my third point. One of the benefits of remote sales is the ability to control your own schedule, time control. Now, this was very, very important to me when I was looking for like the proper, direction to take my life. And reason being is because I had a daughter, okay? I'll be real with you guys. My parents had me very, very young. I grew up in daycare because they were working all the time. I didn't want that for my daughter. I wanted to have the flexibility to say, hey, I need to take Thursday off because, my daughter has swim class and I would love to be able to make her swim class, or, I would love to take Friday off so that way I could pick her up from school. And remote sales gave me that. Door-to-door sales doesn't. Yes, in some ways you could work when you want with door-to-door, but a lot of times they're giving you the days, maybe even shipping you off to the location. Have you guys heard of blitzes? Okay, I have a friend of mine in door-to-door sales, and he told me one day, like, oh, I'm not going to be here the next 3 weeks. I'm going to a blitz. I'm like, a blitz? What the hell is that? And he makes decent money in solar sales. He's like, yeah, they're shipping me off to Iowa. I'm staying in an Airbnb with 15 other guys for 2 weeks straight, 3 weeks straight, knocking on doors 12 hours a day. That sounds fucking horrible. I don't know. Door-to-door guys watching this video, maybe you could change my perspective on that. But, the whole point I'm trying to make is that with remote sales, you control your own schedule. One thing I will say is that, yes, this isn't one of those things where you have ultimate time freedom. You are still expected to take a certain amount of calls per day and hit KPI for cash collected or deals closed. But you do have the ability to work when you want, how you want. If you want to march it out and work 9 to 5 every single day from home on your laptop, you 100% can. If you would like to take Thursday off and just work Saturday instead, that way you could go make your daughter's event, or go to a friend's party, then you 1,000% can. That's something with door-to-door that they did not give me. So the ability to control your own schedule. And fourth thing is the ability to work from home. That is the pro of remote sales. There is no heat. God, I remember doing door-to-door, you guys, and I live in California, granted, so it gets pretty hot. But it being like 100 degrees and me knocking on doors, it was horrible. I would much rather work from home from my laptop in the AC, and just go outside when I want to get some sun. Door-to-door, quite frankly, you will never have that. You're not working from home. If it's hot, you're dealing with the heat. If it's cold, you're dealing with the cold, the rain, the snow, and so forth. Remote sales, you get to work from home. Now, the biggest pro of remote sales, in my opinion, is the money that you can make. One thing I will say is that you guys may be thinking like, okay, Alex, you're very, very lopsided to the remote sales space, obviously. And yes, I've done very well with remote sales in general. One thing I will say about door-to-door, you guys, I know door-to-door guys that are making door-to-door sales reps that are making like $1 million to $1.5 million a year in commissions. Remote sales, the top guy that I know is doing like $800K a year in commissions. So technically, based off that information, you may be able to make some more money with door-to-door, but is it worth it? For me, it was much more worth working from home, controlling my schedule, being able to travel and still make really good money rather than getting shipped off to Iowa for 3 weeks to go do a blitz with 15 other guys in an Airbnb knocking on doors 12 hours a day. So you could still make really good money with remote sales. I'd say the average closer I know, once they're on a good company, is making 8 to 10K a month. Top closers I know, are doing anywhere up to 70K per month in commission take home. Now, the last point I want to make about remote sales versus door-to-door sales is the upsides and downsides of the industry. You guys, I did some math for you. The online sales space is expected to grow $8 trillion in the next 10 years. It is only getting bigger, meaning remote sales reps will only be needed more and more within the coming years. Door to door, if anything, I feel it is an industry that is starting to shrink. Yes, there are new things that pop out where people make a lot of money. Pest control is one of them. Solar is probably the biggest thing right now. But think of it this way. You guys, when was the last time that you've had a guy knock on your door and try and sell you something? And how consistent has it been? I could tell you right now, in the past year, I've probably got 2 door-to-door guys knocking on my door. In the past 5 days, I have probably seen 30 advertisements of somebody trying to sell me something that is connected with a remote sales rep on the opposite side of the screen. The remote online sales space is only going to grow over the next 10 years, and sales will never die. Once you learn to sell, you could sell anything. Okay, so for me, just seeing the growth in the industry versus door-to-door is a huge thing as well. It's only going to grow. Now, here's the good stuff, you guys. If I wanted to get to $30,000 per month in commission within the next 6 months, here is exactly what I will do. I will find a 10 out of 10 company, a gym launch, a publishing.com, an Iman Ghazi's team, Educate, Air.ai, shout out to Kayla Maddox, bro. I hope all is well with you. These companies with 10 out of 10 offers where they have great sales training, the team is all making money, they will prove that to you in interviews and show you, hey, Alex, look at our commission checks. It is worth you coming to our team. Okay, I will find that 10 out of 10 offer and I will get an entry-level sales role as an SDR or a setter where you could still make 6 to 10K per month. Air.ai, you guys, Kayla Maddox, if you guys know who he is, setters were making like $20,000 per month on his team, and I would take an entry-level sales rep, I would grind it out for 4 to 6 months, get promoted to a closer, then I will be making the money that I want, and then I will also have the experience and the resume to take that skill and go to any company in the world and make $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month as a remote closer. That is the exact thing that I would do if I was in your position. Okay, now, yeah, you guys, once you learn to sell, you will never starve. Thanks for watching.